decide to pursue this position?
Well, I mean, I've always wanted to come back to Tennessee, and it's a great opportunity for me to be back. It's a great role, so I'm excited about it.
How did the opportunity present itself? Like, how did your name get on that list?
Well, I've been coming back since I got back to town. I've been coming back and visiting practice and stuff, and I've introduced myself to Coach, and I think just being around, being on his mind maybe is a possibility.
Think being on national TV helped you at all?
I don't know. I would hope that just who I am and the fact that I played here and have history here. I hope that would be the reason.
How long have you been living here again, or?
I got home from the show, I guess, September 11th last year, so almost a year exactly.
What are your first impressions working with Coach Dooley? So one-on-one with him. Just what do you think about working with him?
Coach is intense, but he has clear direction. He knows where he wants to go, and he knows where he wants to take the program. So I have a lot of respect for that.
So what led you to want to be involved in college, get back in the game? You've never been really this direction. Kind of moved.
I think just looking for a change. I spent 5 years in the restaurant business. That's not the business I need to be in. I have a lot to offer these guys from the standpoint of what I've done on the field and off, and I just think it really winds up being the perfect way to get me back.
Was that, have those thoughts before the show and all that stuff? Did you want to get in that, or was that something that came out of the show? I really want to change, I want to get involved with kids.
Truthfully, I've really wanted to get back quite some time. I mean, even when I lived in Florida, I wanted to coach, wanted to be around in some form or fashion, and like I said, this winds up being the perfect fit. So, I mean, I've been knocking on the door for a long time, looking for the right opportunity.
What are your goals for them, for this position? I mean, what are your short-term, long-term goals for this?
Short term, it really is just to get to know the guys, present myself as a resource to them, let them know that there's somebody that they can reach and touch, daily that played here, that has history, that has an understanding of what the tradition is. And so short term, just getting to know them, explain to these guys what it's supposed to be like, what it's supposed to look like, and honestly, Coach Dooley's already got that under control. So long term, just really infiltrate these guys' lives and be around them, be a resource for them, and hopefully direct them in so many ways off the field that they need to be directed, and like I said, be there as a resource.
Apparently there's a big charge too for you to reach out to former Vols and get former Vols back involved in the program. Is that true?
Absolutely. That's one of my directives, is really to be a voice to the letterman. Let them know that not only are they welcome back, but we want them back, we need them back. I think it's good to have that presence at practice, in meetings, even at games, to have those guys around. So again, not just me, but every player who's been here, every player that's wore the jersey can be a resource for the players that are here now.
Do you think some of those former Vols have felt alienated over the past few years, ever since Coach Fulmer left?
I have no idea how they feel. I can tell you that today they're welcome back, and today we want them back.
Antone, do you feel like the student-athlete, their life, campus life, athlete life has changed a lot since you were here in the late 80s, 90s, early 90s?
It's certainly a little bit different. When I was here, we were all in Gibbs Hall. Now guys tend to be a little bit more spread out. So that makes it a little bit more difficult to control the masses, so to speak. But it puts more responsibility on them. I'd hate, as I look back on it, I'd hate to be in this cage or bubble and then be thrown out to the wolves when you leave here and not be prepared for it. So in a way, it prepares them for life.
Sure. What did you get out of that experience that you can kind of take into this, or is...
The show experience was good. I really leaned on what I learned here to help me with the show. So really, it's just the thing that I think that these players will benefit more from what I experienced on the show is just determination to succeed, determination to focus, and no matter how far you're backed into a corner, you can come out of it.
How beneficial is your career in the pros with former Vols that are in the pros now in terms of that respect and that relationship?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
Like, you played, 7, 8, 9 years in the NFL. A lot of former Vols in the NFL now. Does that help you get their respect and getting them back here and getting them to functions and whatnot, maybe?
I think so. You mean with the former players?
Yes.
I think so. I think I've kept a good relationship with a lot of players over the years. So guys know me. I think they respect me and I respect them. Like I said, we're all the same family. And now there's a clear voice, there's a clear connection that says, hey, we want you back, and if guys do want to come back, they want to come to practice or whatnot, like I said, not only do we need them, are they welcome, but we need them back.
your sense, how familiar were the current players were? How familiar were they with you and what you had done here before you got here?
Well, my picture's on the wall, so I mean, I think they've seen that. You know, a lot of people watch the television show, and I think a lot of players know that. But you know, they still have to take time to actually get to know who the person is, who the man is, and so I look forward to that. And rightfully so. They don't know me as a person. They haven't sat down and talked with me, so I don't expect them to know a whole lot other than what they've seen around. So I mean, but at the same time, we're part of the same fraternity. They're going to welcome me in, and we have mutual respect already. So.
I know the program is very new. Obviously, Coach Dooley started it when he first got here. You're very new to the program. But just looking from what you know at this point and looking into the future, do you see this kind of becoming eventually its own department where there's a Vol for Life program and it's women's, all-encompassing women's sports, all the men's sports? I think it might be like a 10-year goal, but sure. Do you see that?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it can grow. I think it should grow. I think this is the element that a lot of people miss, you know. Coaches are so busy. We have limited time with the players. So who handles all the other stuff? When I turned pro, I was dying for someone to talk to. Hey, how's this going to really be? You know, what is it going to be like? I mean, what do I do with my money? Who do I trust? Who do I talk to? And now these players have a full-time resource that they can go to because I've been through every single step that they're going to go through. And then that covers all other sports. All of these kids, I mean, honestly, the coaches are very busy, and they don't have time to do the stuff that I'm dedicated to do because I have the time just to do that.
Do you think managing money is the biggest challenge facing rookie athletes, whether they go pro in basketball, baseball, football?
You know what? The money is certainly a big part of it, but I think these players are hit with so many different things by so many different people, it's hard to put your finger on just one. And so I think the commitment by Coach Dooley, by even having this department, really is saying, we care about that part of your life as well. We don't just want you as a player and we're done with you when your 4 years are up. We care about that part as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things that they have to focus on, not just the money.
There aren't many guys around this facility anymore that are a link to the distant past, of the 50s or 60s. Johnny Majors is linked to that. You're a direct link to Johnny Majors. How helpful is that with the traditions and the history of this school now, having you here as a link?
I think it's important. I think it's extremely important to say, you know, the tradition is still here, the bloodline, so to speak, is still here. It is huge for me to have played under Coach Majors and trained under Coach Fulmer and to understand what that's all about and to carry that forward. You know, I think that's the bloodline. That's the tradition that guys want to know about. What was it like? How did you build a program? What is it based on? Why is Tennessee Tennessee?